Okay, so I need to talk about the reverse the reverse die. Um so what's happening? Oh my gosh. So many of you are concerned about me. No, I'm just kidding. No. But I do have some unhinged. I've gotten some unhinged comments lately. But I don't know, like I said, I mean, I guess I do know. I feel like there are definitely which no shade at all about this, but there's definitely a presence of reductive on the channel, which no shade, you're totally welcome here, absolutely. But I've noticed when I do reverse die, I hate that I have to call it that. That is so, it triggers people. So, but that's okay. I don't mind it that much. But anyways, so what's happening with that? Let's talk about it. I feel like my brain is literally like, I don't even know how to describe it. How can I be overstimulated but anhedonia-ish at the same time? It's like my brain is literally just, my brain is cottage cheese right now. Like, I don't know. It's okay though. Like, I'm surviving. I'm fine. But it is a little bit like irritating-ish, I guess, for me, because like when I was in my low-dough era, which was especially like brat era, mid-sized princess, those two were like super low-dough eras. It was easier because I could just stimulate myself, you know, talk to somebody on the phone all the time, get out more, or try to do something, or try to talk about something, or you know what I mean? Like, in some cases, not in a good way. You pick a fight with somebody. Horrible, I know, but it's not good. I'm telling you that isn't good. But it's like I could do that kind of thing, and it would help. Whereas like now it's like, no, it doesn't help. So it's like, I guess it's kind of like a blend of overstimmy and anhedone at the same time. And it's like not quite either one. So sometimes I'm just like so introverted. And I think it's because the serotonin is going up. But I think the dopamine's also going up. Like, there's just a lot going on. Which it makes sense, because I think a lot of things just come back online when you start to, you know, get towards maintenance and stuff like that. So it's like I'm starting to be able to stay up later, which I missed. I loved, because I'm not like so exhausted. I still have dry skin, which I feel like Robin would tell me it's because I'm not getting enough fat, which maybe she's right. But I work out a lot, and I'm trying to incorporate some full fat dairy. I'm trying, but I don't know. I'm probably just a flop, because I'm not even like very reductive at all right now. Like, it's literally not. So I'm just flopping, but I probably should try to have a bit more fat. That's what my instincts are telling me. The instincts are like, you should have more fat. And I'm like, ugh. So there's that. And then, I don't know, it is weird sometimes, like when I'm doing activism, because I have these shifts, and I feel like it's always jarring for people when I like come back to life and I'm like a bitch. And it's like, I am a bitch. I told y'all, I have two modes. I'm too tired to be a bitch, and I'm a bitch. Those are the two modes that I have. I never am fake. I can be emotional too, but which I still am, but it's like, you can be an emotional bitch too. I don't know. People are just so weird online sometimes, where I feel like they don't understand like that kind of nuance, you know? Or it's that whole like pathologization of emotion. I can't stand that. It drives me nuts. It's so annoying. It's like, can we just put the end to feel or hate? Like, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm a feeler. I'm allowed to have emotions. I'm allowed to be very emotional. That's how I am. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with me because I'm emotional, you know? It's like, chill out. Like, I think there is such a TR drive to pathologize emotion. Like, you're not allowed to have any emotion at all. And it's like, you can. It's okay. You know? It's also okay to not have that much emotion as well. Like, it's fine either way. But I think overall, what I feel is like, I feel very introverted. Which I don't like that, because it's like my job is literally to talk and stuff, and I get very introverted and I feel very introvert cringe right now, to the extent that I've started listening to Gracie Abrams, and I'm like, that album is not good. Like, I know it's not. I've listened to it, but I relate to it. It's like I feel her introvert cringe. Like, and I like her because she doesn't try to be extroverted. Like, I like Olivia Rodrigo too, but she tries to be extroverted. She's such like a self-hating introvert. So she tries so hard. Even Charlie XCX, she's another one where she hates that she's introverted. She's such a try-hard. Like, sure, she tries to be extroverted so hard. I don't mean she's try-hard. Like, Charlie is very talented. I'm just saying, like, I appreciate that about Gracie Abrams. That she's like, I'm fucking introverted and I don't give a fuck. I love that about her. And I feel like I need to have an introvert moment. You know, I need it. Like, I just feel it. And I'm still present and everything, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm just trying to capture the moment, right? I'm trying to capture how I feel. But yeah, it's different than the last reverse die. The last reverse die, I think because it was so deep, it was very anhedonia. Like, I literally felt like a lizard, or like I had no emotions. I don't feel that way now. I feel emotional, but I also feel like I was struggling with creativity during the week a little bit with my channel. I don't like that. That freaks me out, because I'm like, oh my God, I can't have another like January moment. Please God, no, you know? And then I feel that I think there's a lot of times where you get like this feeling of like, I'm scared that it will be like it was before, even though there's no like physical reason why it would be the same, because this is a totally different process that I've done, and it's like been very shallow the whole time and pretty easy. So getting out of it is equally easier. So I think it's just like, I'm having an introvert cringe attack of like, I fear that I can't do this, or I fear that I can't do something because I'm introverted, which for me, that was like a very deep like TR drive. I don't think that this is really TR related though. This is, again, I think within this Vanity 2.0, it's more about like handling these emotional shifts or these emotional things, being so emotionally loud, because it's more shallow. And how do we do that in Vanity, right? So how do I handle the feeling of introvert cringe? How do I handle the feeling of, I don't even necessarily want to say shyness. I don't think it's shyness. It's just like, how do I handle not feeling socially savvy, or not feeling socially accomplished, or socially I want to say like adept. Is that even a word? You know? Not feeling socially competent? I don't know. How do you handle that feeling? How do I handle that kind of nervous energy? Because it's like, oh gosh, you know, I don't want to end up like Clavicular on 60 Minutes. And I mean, he's a great example of introvert cringe. Oh my gosh. But I don't know what he's trying to be, but he just can't stand. I don't think he likes himself at all. I don't mind being introverted. I really don't. I need to be clear about that. It's just that my job is not introverted. So that's where I'm like, oh my God. But I like the challenge and stuff, because I just like to feel challenged. But it's like, oh gosh, I have to like deal with how I feel this way and continue on and continue the process and do all these things. And it's like, I hate that. Like, this is uncomfortable. This is like the spiritual growth, you know, this is the personality growth. This is like this type of stuff where it's like, okay, like you have to be flexible, Alex. Like, okay, you're having some hormonal shifts. That's causing a bit of a mood shift. You're feeling more introverted. How are you going to handle that? Can you handle it? Yes, I can. But I fear that I can't. Because I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm going to fail. And it's like, you're not. Stop. Just get up on stage and talk. And it's like, you just keep showing up. Like, that's my biggest advice to introverts is like, just keep showing up. You have to just keep going. Like, even if it's rough and fugly and you put out an album like The Secret of Us where most of the songs are filler, but there's like a few really good ones, at least you're going to have those good ones, you know? Like, I fucking love Risk. I love that song. That is so like, it speaks to my introvert core, like to the level I can't even. I'm like, girl, you just captured that. Like, absolutely. And I don't think I've ever heard something that so perfectly describes that feeling. So, anyways, I think the biggest thing is just to be aware. Like, if you are introvert cringe, like, be aware of it. And then you can kind of like work with it a little. Because some of what I like about being introverted is like, I don't care what other people think. I think for me, I fear not being a good activist. That's what I fear. And I have high standards for myself. So I'm like, are you flopping? Are you this? Are you that? And then you have like zombies trying to gaslight me. Like, I had a zombie accuse me of being schizophrenic. Which that zombie admittedly was schizophrenic and was projecting it onto me, in my opinion. But I was like, oh my gosh, you know? And so then I have like social anxiety where I'm like, oh my God. But then I'm like, no, you're fine. Because most people get what you're saying. But see, it's like, it hits on that insecurity a little bit. But I think what a lot of people, like some of my haters, they don't understand. Like, I don't give a fuck about what you have to say. I care about what I think about myself. So it's like, it's just very introvert. I told you, I'm introverted. So it's like, it's not about like, if you guys tell me I'm doing amazing or you tell me I'm doing terrible, it's about how do I feel about how I'm doing, or what do I think about how I'm doing? That's what's gonna weigh the most. It's the same thing for me. It was the same thing with body image. Like, obviously, when I was deep in the TR, if somebody said something, I'd freak out like everybody does, right? I wasn't any different. But the amount of potency of what somebody else said versus how I felt about myself, it was just so much louder. And I think that that's, to a certain extent, why I would say I think introversion is a little bit of a risk factor for severity. A little bit. I think I would consider it like a complicating factor, because your inner critic becomes so loud, and that can be kind of scary if you're like delusional. You know what I'm saying? If your inner critic is delulu and nuts, that can become like really insane, especially if you become isolate. That's really bad. So, and I think that can happen like all across the spectrum of the TR. But yeah, it's like, here I am outside of it, weight normalized, all of it, right? Still doing a process. It's still challenging, but it's not that challenging. And faced with this feeling of introvert cringe and being like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Or like, I don't know how to handle this. Because I'm getting irritated at myself sometimes, where I'm like actually irritated. But I think like there is an aspect within, I will say this, I think within Vanity in general, like within a Vanity era in general, but also within the shallow version, where you have to accept certain things about yourself that aren't going to change, or you have to accept certain things. Like, you have to like not necessarily, it's such a tension between like, how do I work towards something better than where I'm at, but not be obsessed with an ideal that doesn't exist. Like, there's no extroverted version of Alex. That doesn't exist. And it's the same thing with like, there's no ideal Alex that has this perfect body or whatever, you know? Like, you have to not get caught up on that. And again, this is not really a TR moment. This is just me describing a concept that I think a lot of people could relate to, is this idea that certain things are not going to change. And we have to like work with that and integrate that into ourselves, and also think of like the benefits of that. And for example, being introverted, I can look at something at such depth compared to most extroverts. I can be extremely deep with it to like a level that's kind of insane, honestly, to the point where I'm being accused of having schizophrenia, you know, because I can look that deep into something. And I think that that's a gift, to be able to do that. And obviously, as an introvert, like, it doesn't matter how amazing your findings are if you're not able to speak about them, if you're not able to defend them, or you're not able to have them challenged. If you're too much of a scaredy cat, I want to say a pussy, to do that as an introvert, that's a flop introvert, you know? So it's like, I think that within Vanity in general, the idea of doing hard things is so important.